So I beat Spider-Man 2 3 days after launch, and I must ask, how the hell does Insomniac do it? They have managed to create the perfect sequel to a game I consider to be the best superhero game ever made. I was hyped for this game, but by no means did I expect it to be better than the first by Insomniac. And it makes me excited to write this video essay talking to you about the greatest superhero game ever made again. Because, you know, I made a video on the greatest superhero game ever made, and now is true here, so yeah. Now, for those watching, this video will include spoilers. Now, the first part will have 0 spoilers, but as we progress, the spoilers will then go to mild, then full-on spoilers. Don't worry, I will announce this before we jump into that part. So for you people who haven't yet been able to play this game, I won't hurt the experience for you. I will, however, highly urge everyone to experience the beauty of Insomniac storytelling. I was lucky enough to avoid anything in this 3-day window it took for me to beat the game, but it's a vicious internet out there, so be careful. With that out the way, let's jump into the video.
I did not consent. Menaces. I'm surrounded by menaces. But J. Jonah Jameson is not going anywhere, you hear me? I'm not going anywhere! Wait, where am I going? Where am I going?
Mr. Parker, where are you?
Principal Evans. Hi. Yes, this is me, Peter Parker. I'm sorry. There was an emergency and I'll be there soon, I promise.
I better see you in 10 seconds or...
Oh no. You're breaking up. Well, soon. I can't believe I just did that.
If you came up with a list of everything you wanted to see after Spider-Man 1, I don't think anyone could have imagined the gameplay experience offered here in Spider-Man 2. Right off the bat, you can see the power of the PS5 with the scale of the map, the speed of the swinging, and the awesomeness of the web wings. I will be honest, I have never been a total fan of this very old school part of the early Spider-Man lore, but using these web wings here is honestly beyond spectacular, no pun intended. When you fully upgrade the traversal stuff in the game, you will begin to see the potential in a superhero game made by Insomniac. Even though the flying is awesome, it flows magically in with the swinging, which somehow is light years better than anything we have seen in any Spider-Man game. I don't know what caused this massive leap. I will assume it's the hardware, but holy hell, the detail is incredible. One of my favorite things added in the swinging is this side swing to help turn 90 degrees while continuing the insane speed one can go. It very much makes me feel like Spider-Man and looks absolutely awesome. The combat also saw a massive leap forward. In the first 2 games, we had a wheel, and in the case of Miles Morales, powers and gadgets. Now, we have powers and gadgets, but we give the power to the player to select what powers they want. Gadgets, I will leave to you to decide. They cut out a lot of them and decided to narrow them. Part of me misses the whole wide selection. It highlights a part of Peter Parker. The other loves how much better it's streamlined in the game. In the combat, you really see the fluidness it adds as you are dropping all sorts of different combos all around. Let me also mention a very unexpected addition to the combat: pairing. For some reason, this game I did struggle to master this, not sure why. Maybe it's due to the difficulty I played this game on, which was spectacular. This addition really added a depth to the combat I felt was missing in boss fights in the first 2 games. Regular enemies, it was fine, but pairing not only adds to the regular enemy combat, but also adds to boss combat. The boss fights all around here are massive improvements over the first 2 games. These fights weren't all about webbing up the boss and throwing some punches. They were about dodging, parrying, using the environment to your advantage. There was certainly a level of depth I was wishing for, but never expecting. Some of these bosses were also very challenging, where I questioned why the hell I decided to play on Spectacular. By no means it wasn't Dark Souls level, but it wasn't a walk in the park, and that helped with my experience of the gameplay. Even the added quote-unquote levels to the fights were nice. Bosses had more than one phase and even multiple bars to beats. Most importantly, each felt distinct, even matching the background of what you would expect in that fight. Lizard was tanky, Kraven was tactical, and Venom was, well, everything you would hope for in a Venom boss fight. Now, we will transition into some mild spoilers, nothing groundbreaking, just everything here will have footage of stuff from 3/4 of the game's story, as well as show some familiar story beats we see in the trailers or stuff that's been shown in movies. With that being said, let's jump into some of the story.
Traffic was awful. Sandman really made a mess.
Seems like you're getting the hang of that thing.
Well, it is convenient in the city, but I'm not convinced I'm a bike person.
You convinced me.
What's wrong?
I got fired.
You were so excited about this job.
I know. I had the whole semester planned out. Next week, we were gonna make a potato-powered helicopter.
I'm so sorry. I might be joining you in the unemployment line.
Jonah already cleaning house?
Sort of. He's instituting a radical meritocracy.
Yikes, what does that even mean?
It means that whoever doesn't write a front-page story in the next week is fired.
Oh, well, you'll be fine then, because you're the best reporter they have. What you got in there?
Unsold Symkaria books. Running out of storage at my place.
But you got great reviews.
I sold 14 copies. Nobody wanted to read about Symkaria. The Bugle is the biggest outlet in the city. I can make a difference there. But if I get fired, I don't know what I'll do.
Do you even need the Bugle to do what you want to do?
I tried making an impact from the outside and 14 copies. Now I need to change things from the inside.
I haven't had time to clean.
Back room?
Yeah.
One thing for sure I did not expect is the story of Spider-Man 2 to hit me harder than the first. Relationships are put to the test in many ways for our characters, and that was pretty shocking to see how well it's done. Peter here is struggling in all the ways we expect. He's behind on Aunt May's mortgage, being Spider-Man isn't very friendly to his Peter Parker job aspirations, and the drama of being Spider-Man is catching up to him. But this isn't just Peter Parker's story anymore, it's also Miles Morales, and my god, this character is becoming the best Spider-Man ever. Maybe because I too, Puerto Rican, can relate to him, or maybe it's because he understands what it means to be Spider-Man the most. That isn't a knock on Peter. I love Peter Parker, he's the reason Spider-Man is my favorite superhero, but Miles is arguably the Spider-Man to everyone in this story. He is certainly a massive figure in Peter's journey here. If there was no Miles, I don't see how the city isn't doomed with the events in this story. Insomniac had a very difficult task here, telling not just one Spider-Man story, but two of their stories, all blending in together to form one of the best stories in a long list of Spider-Man stories. Peter and Miles both grow in this story. Peter is tested on what Spider-Man means, and Miles is tested on if he can deal with the burden of being Spider-Man. There aren't any big spoilers when I say that either, because you need to experience the whole story to truly understand what I meant. That's the beauty of it for our Spider-Man. It would be criminal not to mention, but Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker and Najee Jeter as Miles Morales absolutely crushed it. Everyone here crushed it, but these two especially for their performances as Spider-Man. Let's also mention the villains. Kraven, my god. You will be in for an utter treat when it comes to him. He is vicious, powerful, and a man on a mission that is core to his foundation. Fans of the Spider-Man comics will love what they do here, and while I am neutral on the Kraven movie, I don't see a world where that comes near the work done here. They make quick work to show you how ruthless he is, and throughout the game he is no walk in the park. As J. Jonah Jameson would say, he's a menace. This scene is early, but what he does to Scorpion here is a quick way to see the Kraven we are getting. Venom is also insanely awesome here. Now, there are differences already established in the first game, such as Harry being the one under and not Eddie Brock, but for this universe, it's perfect. Venom is everything you would have wanted when we first saw him in that revealed trailer. He truly lives up to the name and brings an insane challenge for Peter and Miles. We'll go deeper into Venom in a different part, but man, Tony Todd, you bring an incredible voice to Venom. Here, it's safe to say that we are about to journey into the point of full-on spoilers. So, if you care about that, please turn this video off, beat the game. This will be the final spoiler warning for this video. So, with that being said, let's go right to the jugular. It was at this moment I couldn't believe what Insomniac did. Venom killing Kraven like that was the moment I knew this game had something left for me I wasn't expecting. Kraven himself was pretty damn ruthless, but Venom eating his head off? That was a new bar for a Spider-Man project outside the comic book space. Venom wasn't going to be an anti-hero. He was going to be the greatest threat our heroes ever faced yet. The symbiote suit was a test for Peter, but Harry becoming this was easily light years beyond what Peter was ready for. Now, there is a moment or two I think will rub fans the wrong way. The addition of a character like Scream being MJ for a brief battle, as well as Venom having his wings, a symbolizing moment in the comics when Venom killed Null, the symbiote king. I think Insomniac did a great job here using familiar things hardcore fans may have understood as big deals, while wrapping it up in a nice way. Listen, Scream, I don't think would ever get a time or place in this universe. Same with Null. Sucks, but I think they use these elements in perfect ways to symbolize the stakes, especially MJ being Scream for a moment. This was intense, and that led to one of my favorite moments in the game.
This isn't what you want. How do you know what we want? You're Mary Jane Watson. You want the truth. Yes. I want the truth.
Are you?
Am I? I'm okay. Yeah, I think I'm okay.
You did it!
Wait. Not yet.
Watson, where are you with my apple fritters? I'm starving, and
Jonah? Kiss my ass. I quit.
Watson!
You're so cool. I thought I'd lost you.
I think I've been lost for a while now. Not just to the symbiote. For months I've been trying to be something I'm not.
I'm glad you're back.
Sorry.
It wasn't you. And I wasn't me earlier.
Pete, Pete, it was like some kind of hive mind in there. I saw you. And Harry, he was going after this rock.
Miles is at City Hall.
Go. I love you.
I love you.
Emotion really strikes hard in this game. Throughout the story and my time doing side missions of all sorts, this emotion was everywhere. The Howard and Grandpa Earl side missions are great small examples of what I mean. However, it's not just sadness, but happiness and laughter too. Everything you would expect in a Spider-Man story. The relationship between Peter and Miles may have been the best of all that, but at the same time, Peter and MJ have a great one. Peter and Harry broke me harder than I expected, and even the story of Norman Osborn took a shocking, sad turn which sets up a very sad outcome if he does become the Green Goblin. I would be an asshole if I don't mention Miles and Mr. Lee here. This was my second favorite part about this deeply emotional story. Miles having to come face to face with the man who killed his father. This sets Miles off, seeking revenge, something Spider-Man isn't supposed to represent. But he shows why he gets the responsibility of being Spider-Man the most. Because not only does he admit he can't seek revenge even if he could never forgive, he does the one thing Peter admits he hasn't done: transform a villain away from his villainous ways. This leads to a moment I wasn't ready for, but like Peter, knew it was inevitable.
We're in business!
Now, Pete!
MJ!
From this point on, the consequences of this moment will shape the universe in a big way. While Harry isn't dead, we get a hint that the Green Goblin serum may be next for him, or even Norman. Peter, well, he passed on the mantle of the main Spider-Man to Miles, as he takes time to help the world as Peter Parker. Who knows, maybe we will get a Tony Stark cameo. There was that mysterious sticky note in the first game with TS as the initials. What was the most shocking, however, was Norman seeing Octavius, seeking the identity of our Spider-Man, then learning that Otto has been writing the final chapter. Will the identity be the breaking point for Norman to become the Goblin because he is close to Peter? Will he become Red Goblin because we got the fact that in a side quest we got the Carnage reveal? Like, what? The final chapter can sound insane if Red Goblin is involved. For those who don't know, Green Goblin gets a hold of the Carnage symbiote and goes on a terror spree never seen before. I won't spoil the rest since it may be in play. Oh, before I forget, can I mention Silk as well? As you can tell, the future of Spider-Man in this universe is so damn bright. Who knows what else Insomniac will cook up, but whatever it may be, I am sure the next Spider-Man game will be another one to remember because as of now, they are a strong 3 or 3.
That suit's not an alien, is it?
It's time for a Miles Morales original, you know? One of one.
It looks good.
What happened, man?
Harry got the meteorite. I couldn't stop him. Connor said we can't save him, so we have... I can't lose him, Miles. I can't do this again.
I saw May when I was in your head. It's not your fault, Pete. She wanted to save you. To save all of us.
She never thought about herself. Even when she was struggling to breathe.
If May, my dad, if they were here, they would want us to stop thinking about them. They'd want us to help people. To fight. Harry's still in there. And we're gonna fight like hell to get him back.
Call the play, coach.
Let's split up. Cover more ground. You find the meteorite, I'll clear that nest out.
You got it, Spider-Man.
First of all, I want to say to the developers and Insomniac, congrats for another truly remarkable game. Makes me, and I'm sure many others, excited to see what you guys will cook up with Wolverine. For those of you that have stuck around this long, thank you. This game was truly a ride. I am not shocked when I piece this all together and see that it is a 20 plus, maybe 30-minute long video. Maybe not, but who knows. My love for Spider-Man, I hope, is clear, and it makes me ecstatic to have Insomniac continue to make me feel like that little kid playing Ultimate Spider-Man on my GameCube. Yes, I love Spider-Man 2 from back then, but for a while, Ultimate Spider-Man was my favorite Spider-Man game up until the first Insomniac Spider-Man game, and it also had Venom in it, so coincidence there. Now, it's safe to say that their Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man game ever. They did it once again for me. Now, for you guys, how do you guys feel about this game? Any thoughts, feel free to leave them down below in the comment section. Also, I want to mention this. If Baldur's Gate 3 didn't come out this year, I think it's safe to say this game would have been Game of the Year without a doubt. Now, subject to change because apparently Alan Wake 2 is really good. I'll play that. Maybe I'd change my mind, who knows, but I will debate anyone on a fact that this game may have been a Game of the Year recipient. However, Baldur's Gate 3 will probably be the Game of the Year, and that's perfectly fine. Nothing is wrong with that. I just think it highlights what a great year of gaming 2023 has been. Besides that, I think I have said enough. If you guys enjoyed, please feel free to drop this video a like. Video essays like this do take a ton of time to put together, so while I would love to do these more often, I can't promise consistency with them from week to week. I do have a few in the works. Our next one is Cyberpunk 2077. So if you guys want to be up to date for when that one drops, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified for when I drop that video. Until then, you guys could enjoy some of my Call of Duty and Destiny 2 content on the channel. But that pretty much is everything I have to say on this one. I hope you guys have a good one. ShadowNinja here, and I'm out.